So could you first of all shed a bit of light on how TSLAS would lead to become a leader in the higher education world?
Right. So this idea, this dream of creating, at least in my mind, started probably about 8 9 years ago, and when I was the uh, dean of the business school. It's our second campus of Thapar University, and we we had a group of people looking at what is changing with respect to business education, and what would shape business education of the future. Right. This was about 8 9 years ago, and we found, or at least we thought, four major areas or developments in four major areas would influence business education. So we have identified artificial intelligence. This was then behavioral economics, cognitive science, and evolutionary psychology. So that also prompted us to really think about how would we position business education with a good foundation in just more than subjects like accounting and finance and strategy. So that was the very nucleus of this thought. Okay. Then we could see the world is changing, technology is advancing much faster than one could imagine. Then we were also expecting that every uh, field of study is going to be shaped by this drastic, or very serious advances in technology. Right? But we are so happy that we started this school about 5 years ago. Today, it is not about what skills you learn. It is more about, are you trainable? Can you develop the skills of learning whatever needs to be learned? So traditionally, we used to talk about making everybody corporate ready. Corporate readiness is very important. But today, if you go and talk to corporations, sometimes they're not sure what is meant by corporate readiness in the next 3 years, because technology and societal expectations are changing that fast. So the idea of a school of liberal arts and sciences and the future of liberal arts and sciences, both are all about making our graduates trainable, making our graduates look at the world through multiple angles, not just studying history or philosophy or chemistry or data science, being able to look at the world through a transdisciplinary lens. Right. So that is the idea today, and that's going to be the idea for the future. But now, how do you get there? So we always talk among our colleagues that we need to create such a learning environment. We give quite a bit of importance to uh, learning innovation, pedagogical innovation, so that it is not about going and by hearting something. It is about uh, learning and synthesizing and looking at the world and being able to reframe what you think. So that is also very important in an ideologically polarized world. You know that there are wars, there are trade wars, tariffs, and global order is quickly changing. Right. So when that is happening, you cannot just stand steady uh, at your ideological positions. You need to develop that degree of openness to understand others' point of view. Like for all those, a good liberal arts and sciences education is important.
Right. So, just a follow up on the volatile state of today's world. So, we all know that in such a drastically changing world, innovation always excels, and innovation comes through research. And we are, being in higher education, the backbones and the harbingers of research. So, how do you think Tesla's would go on to lead in the department of research, and how would it shape the world?
See, uh, when we typically think about innovation, we always think about technological innovation, right? We need innovation in the area of cognition. That means, how do I make sense of your point of view? That I always thought that that is something totally wrong, right? But this is the starting point of ideological polarization, right? That means somehow my position is superior than your position, right? Or my assumptions are superior than your assumptions. So, of course, technological innovations are important, but technological innovations alone would not solve the current world problems. So, there are a lot of discussions about ethics of AI and AI being biased. Right. Yesterday, I posted something on LinkedIn where it is actually not just AI could be biased, but human decision making is biased because of many reasons. At least three or four Nobel Memorial Prizes were given in economics in the area of behavioral economics, starting from Kahneman to with maybe the first one could be Herbert Simon to Kahneman and then Richard Taylor. So human cognition is complex and biased.
Mhm.
So we need quite a bit of innovation in those areas, right? So that we can make the best use of these technological advances. So technological innovation per se is not going to make the world beautiful and great, but we need to have a lot more open-minded discussions, being able to embrace other points of view and understand them, appreciate them. You need not agree with every point of view all the time, but you should have the openness to understand, you know, why they think what they think.
Mhm. So, as said, that collaboration is a key player in all of innovation and all of the working of mankind. So, how does TSLAS bring about the values and ethos of collaboration and diversification in their students?
I think recently we have introduced an interesting course, a core course for engineering students. Right. The title of the course is "The Evolutionary Basis of
Mhm.
Human Behavior for Engineers."
Okay.
So, if you want to instill collaboration, you need to understand human motivation well. Human motivation, just understanding our uniqueness is not good enough. We need to both understand who we are as a unique individual, but we should also understand the fundamental human condition. For understanding the fundamental human condition, a good understanding of evolutionary psychology is important. So, when we talk about collaboration, we are incorporating that in not only in the curriculum, but we are also incorporating that in the pedagogy.
Mhm.
How do we work in teams, and how do we look at both uh, uh, assessments and our teaching techniques rooted in team learning? So it's a very important one, but no simple solution. But it's also a challenging one,
Right.
and also we want to focus on the uniqueness of individuals. That means that we don't want to just have one way of testing and assessing. Right. So we will also have a diversity of testing techniques. Right. So there are many areas we are focusing. Again, that's the journey. There is no time we can claim that, okay, now we have gotten it right now.
Yes, that's true. Innovation being an endless cycle, yes, for humanity. And you also mentioned that it's very important for engineers to also delve into some humanitarian sciences in order to unleash new ideologies for cognitive bases and etc. So, how does TSLAS fusing its ethos and values
Excellent question.
with engineering departments?
Excellent question. See, from this academic year on, every engineering student would be able to take a minor in liberal arts and sciences.
Okay.
So that's our first step. And as an experiment, we would like to see and learn
Right.
how best that is working for engineers.
Right, sir. Yeah. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your time. These are all the questions I have to ask for now. Uh, at last, I would just like to say that it was very insightful listening to you. And just a last question or a thought which I had, which I wanted a bit of clarification on, is how does TSLAS and TIET work together in order to foster collaboration amongst students inside of the campus? Because some people feel that these are different departments, different ideologies exist, but as you said, innovation requires a lot of collaboration amongst students. So how is that going to happen?
See, actually, for example, if you're a computer science student, right, you would have very little interaction with chemical engineering department. And that's not a great thing. So TSLAS is just like any other department of the university. So we, naturally, we should be able to collaborate, and the little difference we can see is the way a philosopher or a historian would think and the way a mechanical engineer would think could be different. So we have also started a new research center called ACT, Art, Cognition, and Technology. So this research center, we are inviting applications, research funding, but the criteria is that at least 3 different disciplines should be represented. Maybe philosophy, psychology, and chemistry, or physics, mechanical engineering, and maybe history or sociology. So, or uh, painting, or whatever. It should be truly transdisciplinary. So we thought that is as a good starting point for various departments and schools to collaborate.
Right. So it would be an empowering move in the STEM prospects of engineering and liberal sciences, along with integrating a lot of cognitive and liberal arts into engineering.
Yes. Also, it's also not very helpful if we compartmentalize. See, even the idea of STEM, in some cases they call also include art and called as STEAM. But this compartmentalization is problematic actually.
Right.
It had its own purpose of compartmentalization, will give a little bit deeper specialization. But the other side is it loses
Right.
that interdisciplinarity and collaboration. So it goes a little bit up and down, in the sense that we need to really go deep into the topic, and also we need to go laterally into other disciplines. But School of Liberal Arts and Science is very much part and a department of the university, and structurally the collaboration is not a problem.
Right.
But philosophically, if we need to actually work hard towards achieving that level of collaboration among a philosopher and a mechanical engineer and a chemist,
Right.
and a psychologist.
Yes. So, on account of the open day today, a new tagline was introduced for TSLAS, which was um, United for Excellence. And Thapar already launched its new tagline during the Urja period. So, could you shed a bit more light on how this tagline represents TSLAS and its ideals?
See, in the broader sense, seeking excellence together is our tagline. But when we were dreaming and creating the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, right, we wanted our students, that is you, as the center of whatever we do. Right. Today, we have taken you and seeking excellence together, and we have combined it with the same meaning, united for excellence. Is exactly seeking excellence together but with you as a central theme, and we have created this one. So this is perfectly in line with the idea of seeking excellence as a team. But you are the center of it. Right. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your time. These are all the questions. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you.